back to the Heartbreak Chronicles. I am your host, Nessa. Thank y'all for coming back. And if you're new here, welcome. Love to meet y'all. Welcome. This is the sixth episode now. I'm kind of getting into the flow of things, and this has been really nice. So, again, I open every episode so far just saying thank you. Thank you for the support and love. And just, even if you watch for like a couple minutes, it still means a lot. So thank y'all. So last week we talked about it's okay. It was a really short episode, y'all. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely go check it out because it's only about 20 minutes long. So if you're getting ready in the morning, just something nice to listen to. It's a quick one, but it was a really needed one, especially to get into like the nitty and gritty of today, right? So a little short recap of last week's episode. It's okay. I was just introducing the concept of being okay with just being in the middle. And middle meaning like middle emotionally, middle of your journey, middle of just everything. And I used examples of like for example, like a career path of not really knowing what you want to do with your life. So you're like in this middle of like, at least you don't even have any type of idea and don't have any like drive. That would be like the very bottom. But the middle is like you have an idea, you have the drive, you just aren't where you want to be at yet. And I think a lot of us look at being in the middle as just something so negative, when in reality it's okay to be in that position. So we touched on that last week. Today we are going to be touching on it like way more into depth, and tying in some other things that go along with just being within the middle of our journey. So that's a little small recap of last week's episode. We did have homework last week, and the homework was to continue to love ourselves and to also just start to like have little pockets of appreciation of just like the small things, because that's what matters, right? Like we have to find joy in small things, and we are going to be talking more about that in this episode, but I just wanted to share this with you all before we get into everything. Is I did practice the small things, and a great example of that was today. I was driving down to, so I live in the Virginia Beach area, but I work over in Norfolk. This might be a little bit too much information to give, but I work over in Norfolk, and I had to drive over there. And as I'm driving, because it gets a little crazy, not as crazy as like New York, Maryland traffic, but it's still like it's a little crazy. But people down here are nice, right? And I am like the worst, like road rage. Like I'll be cussing at people. And so that was my little pocket of like, let me get better at finding like appreciation of the negative things, right? So for instance, this morning, y'all, I'm driving and I'm just trying to get over into the left lane because I needed to get to work, right? And so I'm trying to change lanes, and I'm a pretty decent driver. So I don't think I was in the fault, but this person was just honking at me, and usually I'd be like just going off on them, but like I was like, you know what? Let me find some type of like positivity in this. So I thought to myself, I'm safe, they're safe, I got over safe. They were probably just having a bad day. So I said like a quick prayer, like, universe, please guide them to, have a better day and have a better mindset, and whatever is like haunting them and making them act this way, they'll be able to release that. And so, I said that prayer and I felt so much better. And then, y'all, this was just like, I think the universe is saying like a good job to me. Swear to God, like not even 10 minutes later, because this person was like behind me, but then they ended up like speeding up past me and like just speeding. They got pulled over. And I was like, oh, Because they were being so mean to me, but I was trying to, like, you know what, let me not be mean back, and I'm just gonna bless their day. But I think the universe had other plans for them, and they definitely didn't bless their day. But I hope they learned a lesson and were able to, like, continue with their days and maybe a more positive mindset. Who knows? Um, but yeah, so that is just an example of, like, trying to appreciate, like, for at least me, that was my goal for myself, was to appreciate, like, the negative things, like trying to change my mind about stuff. And it kind of worked out in my favor, so that was pretty ironic. But that just goes to show, like, we got to start somewhere, and the universe will slowly but surely start blessing us in ways that we may not even notice yet. So just keep it up with this homework, and yeah. So without further ado, let's just get into this episode. Because speaking of, like, appreciating the smaller things, and just trying to find joy in little areas and being content with where we are in life, that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about finding our soft season. That's what I'm going to call it. Little soft season, meaning we need to find ways to reclaim our joy and happiness to be able to further heal and be able to be, again, content where we are at this moment. So once you forgive and release your past, you will create a space for joy to return for your future and present. So yeah, let's get into the episode, y'all. So thank you for being patient with the intro. So before we get into, like, what really the soft season is, I want to talk about what reclaiming joy actually means. Okay. So a lot of the times reclaiming joy, it isn't loud or dramatic. Because I think when we think of joy, we're thinking of, like, whoa, like, just go crazy and, like, having a good time. But no, sometimes it's like, it's not loud or dramatic. For instance, what I did for my homework, like trying to practice that negative car incident into something more positive, where I'm quiet, I'm being subtle, and it's more personal. So, like, I'm having a personal connection with my belief system, and I'm, like, trying to, like, forgive the person that was being mean to me. You know what I mean? So that for me was kind of like a little pocket of joy when they kind of got what was coming for them, which was getting pulled over. I was kind of like, well, I feel a little better now. And that's not like me plotting on somebody, but it was just, yeah, like, you have to find the joy in the little places. So you're reclaiming that. You're reclaiming your positivity within your life. Um, and honestly, our joy, it shifts as we grow as a person, right? So something that made us happy before, like, for instance, maybe a past relationship with somebody, they made us so happy, but we've outgrown them. So now that's not our joy anymore. And we kind of have to find new ways that we find joy. And I keep preaching this, we have to start small in order to get to the bigger joys within life. So, like, with everything, we have to start small, baby steps, and then we get to the bigger picture. And that would be called, like, micro joys. Like what happened earlier this morning, that was like a micro joy of somebody that was being negative toward me. I utilized positivity to try to alter that negativity, and then I got a micro joy of, them getting pulled over. um, so that so micro joys is something like that, right? We have to start small. Sorry, I keep repeating myself. Oh yeah, I say this every episode. I don't edit, so I'm going to be repetitive. I'm going to probably mess up on my words here and there. We're human. It's only natural. Okay. Anyway, so, like I was saying, the micro joys, we have to find it everywhere. Okay. We have to start small. And that could be a moment in nature for yourself. Let's say maybe you walk to work, or maybe you drive to work too. And instead of being like, I don't want to go to work, you know what? Today is a beautiful day. You have to shift your mind. Today the sun is shining, at least it's not raining outside, at least I have a job. Like, you have to kind of put yourself in like the mindset of like these mini joy, like little joyous moments. That could also look like if you have a pet and they do something funny that morning or that afternoon when you come home from work, and that's like a little moment of joy to like lift your mood up. Like, don't disregard those small things. Try to let it be welcomed into your life, because you deserve those little joys, okay? And whether that's even like listening to a song or watching your favorite TV show, like those are like pockets of joy that brighten our day, right? So I think most of us already do that. If we have like such a shitty day at work or just a shitty day in general, and we come home, usually, we like to watch a good movie or show or listen to a good song in the shower, make some food, and enjoy our food. Like, those are our joyous moments, okay? And we can't disregard those within our life. Otherwise, life is going to be pretty boring and just kind of sad. So we have to be able to welcome quiet mornings, good showers. We have to be able to look forward to those to get us to just love life slowly but surely, okay? So life doesn't have to be so negative, okay? And I talked about that in the last episode, is that a lot of people have this negative conception of life, and that's not the case. We have to take that negativity and turn it into something more positive and more beautiful, okay? We just need to alter our minds. And to do this, we have to invite that joy in. I kept saying it earlier, but we have to welcome it. And uh, that means to be able to welcome joy is stop being so freaking hard on yourself. I need to stop being so freaking hard on myself. And this means, and again, y'all should really watch the last episode because y'all will know more. What I'm trying to say right now is lowering your expectations of yourself. And I know that might sound crazy, but sometimes we have such big, like, high goals for ourselves and these crazy expectations, when it's okay to just rock it out, just chill, just don't let that stuff like eat you alive. You have to be content with right now. And that could honestly look like working out. Maybe workout guru and love going to the gym, but maybe there's just that one week where you're like, I need a break from the gym. I need this time off. Don't be hard on yourself for that time off, okay? Or I've been eating so good, but this week I've been eating, what I've been craving. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? There's nothing wrong with being in that middle spot of like, at least this isn't forever, but instead you're like, you slip up a little bit, you're content, and you're not where you exactly want to be, but you're in the middle ground of your expectation for yourself, okay? Just stop being so hard on yourself, because it's not like you're not going to get where you want to be. You're just enjoying the ride. That's really all it is. Another way to welcome joy within your life is creating small rituals that bring comfort. Kind of like what I was talking about earlier. When you come home from work, have this pattern of, maybe I'm going to make myself some food, warm meal. I'm going to, maybe light some candles, have a glass of wine, and watch some TV for a good hour or two. And that will be like your unwinding time. That will be your ritual time to like just have that time to yourself. Or maybe in the morning, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to do some yoga, or I'm going to read my book, or I'm going to watch some TV in the morning just to start my day. Have some small pocket of your day of just time to be present with yourself and what makes you happy. Forget about work, forget about life, just what makes you happy. Make sure you have something within your day that you can bring welcome into that. So that will be a tremendous step into getting to happiness and to being overall joy within your life, okay? Another way to welcome in joy is stop letting guilt get in the way, okay? Stop with that guilty mindset of I need to do this, I need to do that, I don't have time to have, solo time or peace time with myself. I have, like, no. It is okay to have solo time and that peaceful time with yourself. You have to push that guilt away. If you're going to take a week off from the gym, take a week off from the gym, meaning you cannot make yourself feel guilty. You have to fully indulge in that week off, love every moment of it, and do not regret it. Okay? We need to get out of that mindset. I'm so guilty of it. Like, I hate I hate lifting. I hate it so much where I would dread going to the gym, but now I found something else that I really like, Pilates, and I'm now more motivated to do Pilates. But I need to change my mind where, you know what, it's okay if I don't do this day today of Pilates. It's okay if maybe I miss a week off of Pilates because it's not going to eat up my overall progress with my relationship with Pilates. You know what I mean? So there shouldn't be any guilt. I'm on vacation and I want a burger and fries and a shake. Eat that with no guilt, okay? Or I really want to go see the Spider-Man movie, but I have to do this for school or for work. Go to that Spider-Man movie without being guilty of not, getting done what maybe you needed to get done. Because at the end of the day, I hope we're on the same level of mindset of you're going to get done what you need to get done regardless. So just make sure you're making time for those peaceful times for yourself, because otherwise it's going to be a constant roller coaster of just, I have to get this done, I have to get this done, I can't do this or that, and da 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 da. When, you know what, I can do both. I just, time management and making sure you have that balanced life. It can't be chaotic. We're trying to live a more peaceful, happy, and joyous life. Okay, y'all? It's not going to be a roller coaster or chaotic anymore. We got to have it balanced. Um, so like I keep saying, we start small. So I highly suggest just choose something in the meantime, just a small thing each day to start your day or end your day with that makes you happy and makes you feel good, and get into the pattern of that and just see what that brings you. See what your universe or what your religion brings you within your life, what life even brings you in general, okay? So we have to start small. If y'all been on my podcast, so been watching the podcast, you know I love saying you got to start small, because you do. You really do. So yeah, just stop. I'm not gonna say y'all, but we need to stop being so hard on ourselves, because we don't deserve that. We don't. The world is so hard on us already. Why do we need to add that into our lives, into our own lives? We control it, okay? We control our lives for our minds and our body, okay? Don't let anybody overstep that boundaries, and yeah, don't let anybody or the world take advantage of that. We've got this, y'all. We got to give ourselves way more grace and peace, and we got to welcome that joy. All right. So I hope y'all understand what I'm saying with welcoming joy back into our lives, or refinding joy and reclaiming it. So now that we understand being able to appreciate small things and being able to want peaceful times within our lives, I think we can get into the soft season concept, okay? And this is going to really just hone in on last week's episode of It's Okay, because the soft season is pretty much it's okay concept, meaning a soft season is a period where you're not pushing grinding or performing. You're just simply being. Okay? Meaning, you're not what I was just talking about. You're not feeling guilty. You're not having all this negativity in your life. You're not just like pressuring yourself to do this and that and this and that. You're just riding the waters pretty much. Like imagine you're just floating out at sea and it's a calm sea. It's nothing crazy, it's just a calm sea. And a lot of us, I think, get so scared of that idea of like, what do you mean it's calm? And what do you mean I'm just going with the flow? That it can sound scary because that's not what society has shaped us to think. Like society makes us think that life needs to be go, 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 go. You got to work hard to get what you deserve and da da da, which isn't necessarily wrong, but when they say that, it's more like monetary purposes. It's more about just capital gains, if you get what I mean. I mean, that might sound really, really technical, but like, honestly, like, they make the American dream sell it as money, 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 money. But we're here about happiness, peace, just finding ourselves, because that is what truly matters within this life. And if you don't agree with what I'm saying, then maybe this podcast isn't for you. But these are my morals and my beliefs, where life ain't shit if you're not happy, if you're not joyous and just grateful for everything that you have. Okay? Because once you get in that mindset, life is going to be so freaking beautiful and so great. So welcome this period of just calmness. There's nothing wrong with that. It is okay to be in that middle of still figuring things out. So softness is, it's still growth, because you have to be able to have the calm sea to figure out who the hell you are and what you want and what makes you happy, in order to grow more and start adding on to, like, okay, now let me be go, 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 or let me be go, 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 but now I know where I need to have those pockets of joy and those pockets of just calmness and peacefulness. Okay, I hope that makes sense. um and a really good just example of this is this. So recently, and the reason why I wanted to do this episode is exactly because of this example I'm about to share with you all. Is I feel like I've always been this go, 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 go type of person. I joined the military right out of high school. I moved to a whole different country, like at the age of 19. And I was just military life, military life, military life. And then even during that, I'm like, okay, how do I move back to the States and make sure I'm close to New York so I could be with my partner? And how do I, become like an entrepreneur? And how do I start a business? And how do I get into like everything in life lately has been go, 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 go. And then it's like, I'm going to move to Virginia Beach. And so I can go get into the business area of like how the food industry works. And like, I've just been go, 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 until my dad called me and he's like, what are your plans for after the military? Because I'm still in, y'all. I'm just doing like a internship right now that the military offers. And I was like, well, I think I want to go to school full time, just because like I don't really know what I want to do, but I need to be doing something. I need to be go, go, go. That's not exactly what I said, but that's kind of the context of it, right? But my dad made me like have like a moment, because he was like, Vanessa, I'm like 20 years older than you. I've lived my life. He was like, and looking back, the best thing that you can do sometimes is just not doing anything at all. Just letting life carry you, letting that sea carry you. Okay? You have to be able to have this soft season and let it carry you. And that's pretty much what he was telling me, is that there's no shame, there's no guilt in accepting that I don't know what I want to do, and accepting, and I don't know what my life will look like, but you know what? I know that I'm going to be okay. I'm in the middle right now, but I'm not at the very bottom where I'm struggling. like paycheck to paycheck, and I don't have my life together, but I'm in the middle where, you know what, let me just ride the waves a little. Let me see where life carries me. And I think that's just so beautiful, and it was so needed in that moment, because it was kind of like a, oh my god, Dad, this is probably the most real thing you've ever told me. But I felt so blessed in that moment to be able to have, somebody in my life to be able to, check me. And that's what made me want to do this episode, because it is okay to just take it easy, y'all. It is okay to be in our soft eras of just being able to appreciate life, love how far we've gotten, not lose the bigger picture, of course, but it's okay to just enjoy the ride. Because if we're not enjoying it, if we're not finding these small pockets, it's gonna be a super bumpy and waves crashing and us drowning ourselves type of ride. When we deserve the sunlight and just a calm sea that's carrying us. All right? Because I promise you, this life will take care of you if you take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and we just have to make sure we appreciate the small things. All right? So honor this season of softness instead of judging it. Okay, stop judging yourself of having these expectations, and we just need to be okay with being in the middle. Okay, honor that season. Honor that season of calmness, of softness, of just peacefulness. There's nothing wrong with not having everything figured out. We're still so young, okay? We we've got this. We're going to go way farther than we imagine, but we have to do it with self-love, with patience, with peace, and just gratitude, okay? So remember that it's all gonna work out. We all have different goals, but I hope, again, if you're on this podcast, that one of our main goals is happiness and peacefulness, and yes, just living life, man. And yeah, we gotta find the beauty in the ugly. Okay, it's all going to work out. um so yeah, that's pretty much the episode. That's the message I wanted to bring to y'all today. If y'all feel differently, please reach out to me and please let me know your thoughts. Love to hear them. Again, I'm in the Virginia Beach area, so if anybody ever wants to come on this podcast, you are more than welcome. Yeah, so that is my perspective on just kind of like an overall look on life, okay? And don't underappreciate how far you've came in this life. Honor it, respect yourself, and you got to find that with joy, okay? So don't feel guilty about being happy, y'all. All right, so we're gonna do a little gentle reflection together. I like to do this at the end of every episode. So for our gentle reflection today, I want y'all to think about one small joy that you can reclaim this week. So for instance, what I was trying to do for myself last week was trying to find joy within negative things, not turning negative things into more negativity, right? So that's an example for me. So I want y'all to think about something small that you can enjoy for yourself, whether that is how the flowers are blooming, or whether it's the weather today, or being able to see your best friend or a family member. Okay, just think of one small thing that will make you super happy this week, and I want y'all to claim it as your happiness, and don't use it as a crutch, but just have it be something that you're going to look forward to and something that will keep you going. Okay, and I want us now to be able to think of what's one thing you can release within your life to be able to make more space for joy to enter. Okay, something that's negative currently within your life. And maybe negative mentally, negative physically, and that could look like, mentally, I get irritated really quick. I've learned about myself that I like to live by myself, and now I live with somebody else, right? And I get irritated even to the point where if they want to have a conversation because I love having time to myself, but I need to be able to release that negativity and that irritation and be like, you know what? Let me find joy within this moment. This person that is very close to me and that I love, they want to have this conversation with me. They want to know how I'm doing. Let me invite that in. Let me welcome that in instead of me having this negative mindset, okay? Physically, that could look like when I'm doing my Pilates and instead of being like, this freaking sucks, I hate this, instead it's, you know what? I know I'm going to feel amazing after this. Let's do this. So we got to change our mindset. So think of something that is negative within your life. Say goodbye to that, deuces, and try to welcome a joy in replacement of that, okay? So just think about that. And that is your homework. That will be your homework this week, is to continue that mindset of switching it. Instead of looking at life as this hell, try to switch it into where you're in heaven and this life is so beautiful, okay? So keep those boundaries up, keep on loving yourself, and enjoy these small joys of your life, okay? So please welcome that all in, all right? There's nothing that's gonna hurt you with that, okay? So welcome it in. You can be scared, but still do it. Still do it, okay? So yeah, joy doesn't have to be earned. Joy isn't earned. It's allowed, okay? You don't need to do all this craziness in order to earn joy. You don't need to keep on working hard to find the gates of heaven. No, heaven is here right now. You need to allow it in. Okay? So even if your week is going horrible and you're like, no, we got to change our mindset and allow that joy within our lives. We have to find it in the small things, and then we'll work our way to the bigger things. So just remember, softness is strength. So instead of a strength era, it's going to be a soft era of loving ourselves, of inviting and welcoming others and things that make us happy. And yeah, it's our soft season, y'all. There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, just don't lose the bigger picture, but be happy with the picture right now. All right, enjoy this time, because once you're in that bigger picture, you want to be able to look back and be like, that was a beautiful journey. I hope y'all don't look back and think, I would never do that again. I want y'all to look back and be like, I would do that again because it was worth it and it made me happy, and I had such amazing moments within that time. Okay, so we're gonna get there. Thank y'all so very much for watching and just staying tuned. Make sure you follow the social medias. I'm gonna leave them below if y'all just ever want to reach out to me with anything. Like, again, I want to hear y'all's stories. They deserve to be heard, and just your opinions on everything that I've been saying, and y'all are more than welcome. Okay. So yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. So remember that you are loved, you are heard, and your voices have power. Okay. So yeah, there's so much more than what you expected yourself. Okay. Be happy with now. Be present. So yeah, I love y'all, and thank you so very much. Have an amazing rest of your week, and remember to check in for next week's episode. There may or may not be some special guests next episode, so Love y'all. Bye.